Hi. So you must have heard about this news. AWS Solution Architect 02 will be decommissioned post 29th August 2022. Folks, please hit the subscribe button. We will look at what is next once AWS Solution Architect C02 is decommissioned. Decommissioned means you will not be allowed to appear for this exam post 29th of August this year. Please make a note of these important dates. The last date you can take this exam is on 29th August 2022. From 30th August this year, you will have to appear for SAA C03. So you have few more days to go. If you have already prepared for this certification exam, better give it before 29th. Now let us look what is the difference between these two certifications. See, the topics are almost the same, that I have just moved the order. Okay. For example, here you see resilient architectures. That was domain 1. Here you see it in domain 2. If you see high performing architectures, you see this in domain 3. Now similarly for cost optimized architectures, you have cost optimized architectures, etc. So at a high level, the domains are similar. For example, secure applications and architectures, here you just have secure architectures. But if you see the percent split, these are a bit different now. So just a summary, if you see resilient architectures, it has gone down now. Earlier the coverage was 30%, now it is 26%. Similarly, high performing architectures, it has gone down. So here it has gone down by 4%, this one gone down by 4%. But if you see secure architectures, gone up by 6%. Now you can understand how important is security, and that is why AWS or Amazon is focusing on security so much. And they have also added 2% in the cost optimized architectures, because cost optimization is very critical if you are operating on the cloud platforms. Now, would you like to go in detail? So in this video, I will cover just the design secure architectures, and we will look at what is different. I will post some more videos where we will look at other domains also, but I'm not covering in this video because the video would become too long and boring. So let us look at security architectures. We have seen how important this topic is in the current times now, and that's why Amazon is also asking you to be more prepared on this topic. So in C02 we had these topics, okay, and in C03 we have these topics. So in C03 I have marked some topics in green, which you will see lot of changes or they may be added newly. So for example, federated access. So identity federation is a very important topic, and why it is important is because this is a system which is used to build trust between two parties for the purpose of authenticating the users. What does authenticate means? It means that does this user have the desired access, or is he a valid user for this database or application. So as a part of this topic, the coverage will include enabling federated access and how it works with IAM and so on. So this will also include SSO knowledge with Okta, Active Directory, and SSO identities. So it will take you through these architectures and how authentication is important, how authorization is important, and so on. So this is something which would be covered, and how it works with SSO integrated applications. And this is very important from a SAML protocol perspective, and how it interacts with other applications, GitHub, DevOps, and so on. The coverage will include some of these topics as well. You can pause and read this. So these will be very important. And how single sign-on is set. You may have to do some hands-on with this, and then how you integrate Okta with this. Okay. So these things will be very important as a part of this topic, and you can refer these links for more information. So we looked at federated access and SSO. Let us look at global infrastructure. What does it mean? See, global infrastructure, it's comprised of so many things, but few things which are important is regions and availability zones. And there are different data centers on those availability zones. So there are 26 regions, there are 84 AZs. Okay, so this is how these are spread across the globe. And what is important is how many direct connect locations? 115, very important, and 17 local zones and 28 wavelength zones. Why? For ultra low latency. Is low latency good or high latency good? Low latency is good. If you are watching Netflix and you do not see buffering and you are seeing things as it happens, that means it is ultra low latency, very high performance, ultra low latency. See, technology for 700 or 1000 rupees, you get such ultra low latency viewing entertainment. It's a luxury. But you Indians will still complain about high cost of Netflix. People will still not buy their own account, create their own account and pay themselves. They will share. Poverty is a state of mind. It is not too much linked with how much money you have in your pocket. If you have a freeloader attitude, this is how people will operate. So this will cover global infrastructure and security best practices. For example, you will have to be aware about security best practices in IAM, and you can refer to these many topics like setting up MFA. It adds additional layer of security. You have to rotate access keys regularly. So there is a heavy rain happening, and that's why there might be a background noise. So I'm not sitting on the road in the rain and making this video, but I'm very close to the road. So you may pause this video, read each of these topics, go to the documentation, and this is what will be required. Now, was this not covered in C02? It was, but these guys will take it to the next level. They will ask a lot of questions around this. Okay, so you have to be prepared around this. So go through this documentation. It gives you a clarity about how each and every element is addressed from a security best practices standpoint. So in the earlier exams in C02, I could not see a lot of questions or hardly any questions around control tower, which you will see in C03. So this is an important element to secure multi-account AWS environment. See, in the new world, in C03, you will get hell lot of questions which will test your knowledge around multi-account security, providing security for multi-account AWS environments. So it's very important that you clarify your concepts around this topic, because you can expect good amount of questions around this topic. So how you can set it up, what are the ongoing policies and how it works, everything you can understand. Okay, there are so many blogs and articles as well. Another thing where you will see lot of questions coming in is around shield and WAF. So using shield, you can manage DDoS protection, so any external threat. So it's why this is important is because in today's world, AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, everybody is saying to its customers, boss, please move on cloud environments. And customers, what do they say? Hey, is your cloud secure or not? Are your people, or the people who, even though they are certified, do they understand security? And that is why AWS has modified the content of this certification to some extent, so that when people say I am certified, they will understand the security elements in depth to a great extent. WAF is very important for common web exploits. And then compliance. This is very important for healthcare or banking and etc. So when clients talk about security, they want to understand how this environment would be compliant to various standards. Okay, so you can go through this documentation, and you will have to understand how does compliance work in a shared responsibility model. So shared responsibility model questions will continue to come, and they will extend it to compliance as well. Okay, and then how you can use audit manager, guard duty, artifacts, and other stuff to meet your compliance goals. This is important. See, earlier security was not extended to data backups and replication. Now it is, like in this from a certification standpoint. So you have to understand how would you secure data backups, how would you secure replication, how the replication can happen without the data getting hacked in between, how encryption is more important, and how to renew the certificates. For example, TLS 1.2 encryption. So this is important. Encryption at rest, encryption in transit. So you can go through all of those contents. Now, one thing you remember, India is a big IT hub. So people working in the IT industry, most of the Indians, you have to focus on getting this certification C03. If you have not done C02 before, start with this new world. So now, one thing is you will see a lot of videos on this channel on C02. See, those questions will still help you with practice. Okay, I would be posting some more playlist around C03, but do not think that these videos will not be useful, because if you see, there is a good amount of overlap between these two worlds. Okay, so please hit the subscribe button and the like button and keep the IT world rocking. I'll post more videos of what are the differences for the other domains like resilient architectures and cost optimized architectures and so on in the next part. Have a nice day ahead and stay tuned.